decorating their houses for Halloween.
Do you believe in a ghost and evil, such a thing? Do you believe?
I don't really. I think like scientifically it doesn't make sense, but I like ghost stories. And I definitely have watched or read many ghost stories, but I don't believe in it.
So how are you, dear? How are you, madam? What's going on?
I am doing very good. We are in fall, and we just had Halloween, so we dressed up and went out trick-or-treating.
When the Halloween? When will they start the Halloween?
Sunday night, and so I was like, I had this like Day of the Dead, which was like almost made me look like a skeleton, like in Mexico.
Mm-hmm.
And my daughter was a character from some anime game called Genshin Impact.
Genshin Impact.
I don't know if you're familiar with it, but it's very, very popular among the kids now, the teenagers and such. And so she was a character from that.
I see. I never heard this name earlier before in my life.
It's like an
Genshin.
anime game, I think, like a Japanese style game.
I see.
Yeah, it's kind of new, but it's very, very popular.
Could you please tell me a name again? Do you mind repeat again?
Genshin. I think it's Genshin.
No. No. It's Sinjin. It's a Sinjin. It's a Japanese character. It's a Sinjin.
Yeah, but I guess in America they're pronouncing it Genshin.
But I don't know whether you pronounce it right or wrong. But as far as I know, it's a Sinjin.
Okay, so I guess we're in America, we're not pronouncing it correctly, but that's nothing to do.
Well, I think it's my fault that I am not pronouncing properly. It could be, not sure. And
yeah.
This is your native festival that you commemorate every year.
Yeah, so I think that Halloween is like many, many countries, but it's very, very popular in the United States.
I see.
But in other, like in Mexico, they kind of mixed it with like some Native American traditions, and they have like Dios de los Muertos, which is kind of like honoring the people that have died. But the idea is going back to pagan times when people would. So November 1st is All Saints Day for a lot of the Christian religions. So the idea is to dress up as like ghouls and as scary things to scare away all the spirits before All Saints Day. But now it's become a night that we dress up in costumes of everything from, I saw SpongeBob, I saw dinosaurs, I saw all kinds of things, right? And we go out and we knock on people's doors and we say trick or treat, and they give us candy.
I see. So what does indicate this festival? What does it mean? Why the people celebrate? What does it indicate exactly?
So it goes back to, like, I think I was trying to say, it goes back to pagan times when they would dress up to scare away the evil spirits. And they would dress up as like different scary things. And but now it's just a time to kind of dress up as anything, things that aren't even scary. Like people will dress up as characters from movies. Like you'll like, I remember when Disney had their Frozen movie, you'd have a bunch of Elsas out from Frozen. You would have characters from Toy Story. You'd have all kinds of things. I saw people that were dressed up as coffee cups. So they're definitely not like dressing up just as scary things anymore. And it's become a night of just like kind of going out and, kind of people will decorate all of their, they'll decorate their houses. They'll put like spider webs on their houses and skeletons and all kinds of like funny things or scary things on their houses. And so I think it's kind of like just a little kind of thing that we get together in our neighborhood going door to door and stuff. But people, like, for the whole month of October, they start decorating their houses for it. And even more so than ever before. Like usually it's only for Christmas that people would put lights and everything. But now I've seen so many people decorating their houses for Halloween.
Do you believe in a ghost and evil, such a thing? Do you believe?
I don't really. I think like scientifically it doesn't make sense, but I like ghost stories. And I definitely have watched or read many ghost stories, but I don't believe in it because I feel like science doesn't make sense that there would be ghosts. What about you? Do you believe in ghosts?
Well, What do I say? I never seen it in
I
my
know, I never
life. So
seen,
how
there
would
could be
I
a ghost. I
believe?
could be wrong. Like there could be a ghost that is haunting my house, but if they are, I've never seen them, right? But I tend to not believe in it, but hey, you know, I could be wrong. I do believe in some spirituality. Like I want to believe that my grandparents that have passed away, that I would see them again in like after I pass away, right? So I want to believe that there is something after we pass away. But
Yeah,
I don't know that it's ghosts that roam the earth and haunt people.
yeah. After the pass away, yeah, we could say that we could meet them by chance, accidentally, but not in the real life. We can see that there is no ghost or evil such available or exists in the world. I don't think so.
Right.
Maybe
Yeah.
maybe some hidden or unexisting power may there exist, but we can't see.
Right. And
Maybe
then there's like
it
all
could
this
be not.
thought that the ghosts are here because there was some sort of unfinished business on Earth, or maybe they died in an unnatural way, so they can't go
Hmm.
on to either, you know, heaven or hell or whatever you believe because of the fact that
Yes.
something happened that they have to take care of. The whole idea of ghosts and the whole idea of all
What
this scary
this
stuff.
is this is this is their imagination, Madam
Yeah,
Rachel. This is their
exactly.
imagination, and the
Exactly.
imagination they put into the film, they create through the cartoon, through the scientific friction. You know, they create. But
Yeah,
anyway, it's very good. It's entertaining. It's entertaining. We
it is.
entertain.
It
and
is.
and we people are looking for how we do entertain in our busy schedule, that we are looking for the way that how we do entertain ourselves, how we are looking for a
Exactly.
way. Yes. And how long will you people celebrate this Halloween?
So we kind of had the big celebration on October 31st. But it was the whole month of October that people started to like decorate their houses and kind of wear like Halloween shirts, like stuff with pumpkins or things like that throughout the month. But it's
Mm-hmm.
really October 31st is the big night for Halloween. And then after
Mm-hmm.
that, we're done and we're moving on to, well, the next big thing is Thanksgiving, where we'll have that on the third, I think it's the third Thursday of the month that we have this Thanksgiving and we all get together and we have turkey and we have all kinds of food. And then we move directly on
Mm-hmm.
to Christmas. So right now it's,
I
some people
see.
just have moved on to Christmas. They'll start putting all their Christmas decorations. But right now I'm thinking in my mind about Thanksgiving, about what kinds of foods I'm going to make and who's going to come to my house. And I'll buy a big turkey and I'll stuff it
Mm-hmm.
with stuffing and I'll bake that and I'll bake some pies and all kinds of food and I'll have my
Mm-hmm.
family over. And so that's the next big thing right now in the United States is Thanksgiving.
Yeah, that's again. And when the Christmas? Next month or
Christmas
this month?
always is December 25th. And I will go right the day after Thanksgiving. I will go and get a Christmas tree, and my son will cut it down. So we'll go to
Mm.
a farm that is called a Christmas tree farm that they just grow trees to be cut down for Christmas. And we will cut down a tree, and then they'll say, okay, they'll measure how tall it is, and they'll say, okay, that's $60, and we'll buy it and we'll bring it home and we'll put it inside the house. And so what I'll do is I have a thing to hold it up that I can put water. And I also have a thing from the ceiling because sometimes my cats have climbed up it and they
I
knock down the
see.
tree. So,
I
and
see.
when I do that, I put a bunch of like ornaments and lights on it. And then I get a little crazy, right? I put all these villages, like buildings, like a little firehouse and
Mm-hmm.
a townhouse and homes around it. And then I put a train around it. So underneath the
Yeah.
tree, a little village with fake
Mm-hmm.
snow and fake people and a train that actually goes and it goes around
Yeah.
the tree. So it
I
takes me a whole day to set up that tree.
Well, how long it will it sustain this tree,
So yeah,
whatever you want?
all right, so I used to buy trees that were already cut down for weeks, but now
Mm-hmm.
because we cut our own tree down, so it's fresher, right? So it lasts a really long time. And I keep
Mm-hmm.
it up usually until the end of January. Most people get rid of their trees right after Christmas, but it's so much work and so beautiful that I actually keep it almost to the end of January, sometimes into February. And I take it down before all the little needles from the tree are gonna
Mm-hmm.
fall off of it.
Will it survive? Will it survive till long? This
It
tree?
does survive, and after that, after that, I put it outside so that way the birds can nest in it and stuff. Like so,
Yes,
I
yes.
really decided to enjoy this tree for quite a long time.
I see. The same thing we do, people over here in India, when we put the Ganpati. You know that there is Hindus called Ganpati. Have you heard about the gods Ganpati?
I have not. Tell me about that.
That we celebrate. Recently, we commemorated this festival called Ganpati. So we put the Ganpati. It's every year. I don't know exact date when we put the Ganpati, but we worship the Ganpati 10 days. So we do the
Okay.
same thing. We get together for 10 days, and we do the same thing that like a artificial man, artificial building, and all in the morning, at the afternoon, people, the devotee, they pray to front of the god, and after 10 days, we put into the river or in the sea. This is our custom in India. And
Okay.
recently, yeah, this the same thing, but
Mhm.
yours are different, mine, ours are different. This is it's a real God. We that Hindu people, they believe in an idol, so they put the idol on it, and in front of the idol, they
Okay.
pray, they pray, they pray. And tomorrow, okay, I'm talking about tomorrow. We people gonna celebrate the Diwali festival. Have you heard about the Diwali?
I have heard a little bit. I was talking to, I think it's a Neil from India, and we had a conversation, and he just posted a video about that Diwali festival. So I have heard a little bit about it. So,
Mhm.
but tell me